Hello Manchester United fans. Amorim told Gyokeres' transfer is off for 3 reasons as Man United turn to plans B and C. Ruben Amorim has been told Manchester United are unlikely to sign Viktor Gyokeres this summer for 3 reasons, with the manager now forced to focus his attention on 2 alternatives, a report has stated. Amorim succeeded Erik ten Hag as Manchester United boss at the start of November, but, like his predecessor, has found it a struggle to get a consistent tune out of his expensively assembled squad. And having overseen 9 wins and 8 defeats in his 20 matches in charge so far, the Red Devils find themselves in the same position 13th, in which he inherited the side. While shipping goals remains a concern, United's main problem is putting the ball in the back of the net, with their tally of just 28 goals, just 3 more than relegation-threatened Leicester, and a whopping 30 adrift of the Premier League's top scorers, Liverpool. That situation was further exacerbated by the departure of Marcus Rashford and their subsequent failure to add to an attack which now effectively leaves Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee as their main frontline options, and with both players having a solitary strike between them through the calendar year so far. As a result, a new striker is understood to figure very highly on their transfer wishlist this summer, and with Amorim reported to have favored a deal to reunite with Gyokeres, who has a tempting exit clause in his contract. However, according to The Athletic, there is a growing acceptance at Old Trafford that a deal for the free-scoring United is improbable, with 3 reasons effectively ending their prospects of signing the 26-year-old. They state the main issue blocking United's path is their likely failure to be able to offer Champions League football next season. As it stands, United are currently 14 points adrift of Chelsea in 4th, making their prospects of overhauling either the Blues or the other sides in the mix unlikely. While they could yet qualify for the UCL by winning the Europa League, the fact that they look a long way off being able to offer participation in the competition on a regular basis also counts against them. As a result, it's claimed Gyokeres would be targeted and would be more keen to move to what is branded more appealing projects. Sporting are willing to offload the 154-goal striker for a fee of around €70 million, £58.3 million, $72.7 million, this summer. Though the report claims the striker's age, he turns 27 in June, would dissuade Ineos from making a move, with United's transfer committee instead preferring to target younger alternatives. To that end, it's now stated that technical director Jason Wilcox and director of recruitment Christopher Vival are now giving serious thought to both Liam Delap and Benjamin Sesko as alternatives. Interest in Delap, who has been a sensation for Ipswich in his debut season at Portman Road, was first mentioned by Fabrizio. Sir Jim Ratcliffe redundancy wave staggering as Manchester United cuts bite. More job losses are expected as the club slashes costs in a concerning financial position. More job losses are expected at Manchester United as Sir Jim Ratcliffe continues his cost-cutting exercise amid a concerning financial position. And while some United fans in the Manchester Evening News comments section are angry and disappointed at the deep cuts, others trust that this will eventually drag the club out of a period of huge losses. Ratcliffe has risked any goodwill he gained from taking over as the public figurehead from the Glazer family by embarking on a mission to slash what the new ownership see as unnecessary spending and take control of the club's finances. Ratcliffe's investment of £241 million from when he bought his minority share last year is understood not to have made a big dent in the long-term future of the club. The burden has fallen on the staff, with 250 redundancies last year and another 100 or more expected to leave this year. Many of the other cost-cutting measures at the club have happened behind the scenes too, from removing Sir Alex Ferguson from his £2 million per year ambassador role to the club being thought to cut Christmas bonuses for administrative staff. Some say that the cuts will lower the mood off the pitch, adding to the hurt on it. Reader Soothsayer 57 says, his 12 months in charge have been a total disaster, and still no definitive decision on the new stadium. He's making the Glazers look like football geniuses by comparison. Red Devil 20 writes, the Glazers need to sell up and leave along with SJR. Only then will there be a sustainable improvement on and off the pitch. Red Since 85 says, how about some of the senior staff, including players and coaches, take pay cuts for the poor performances and results? The lack of PR awareness and not being bothered about upsetting the fans is staggering. RAYK says, his bad errors cost more. keeping ETH and hiring and sacking Ashworth. Jargon Man adds, I think the fans need to add we want Ratcliffe out, as well as the one about the Glazers. He has nothing to improve the club. United is nothing but a vanity project. Sell up, please. But there are others who trust the process and hope that it will lead United out of a slump lasting more than a decade. Save 7 says, needs more time. It's only been a year. The Glazers have been there since 2005. Only now stadium plans look to be moving. Changes are happening throughout the club and a lot of unnecessary expenses are being cut. What more can they do? Changes are necessary and only they know what happens behind the scenes that makes job cuts necessary. The reason he is a billionaire is because he knows how to run businesses and hire the right people. Let's see, it's early days. 100% Cotton agrees. If a club has been badly run/structured over the previous years and is losing hundreds of millions of pounds a year, there is bound. I heard what Manchester United staff said to Chido Obi-Martin and he gives them what they are missing. Chido Obi-Martin celebrated like Marcus Rashford and emulated Mason Greenwood against Chelsea. They are Man United's past. Obi-Martin is the future. Chido, the Manchester United under-18s coach Adam Lawrence yelled, before offering applause. Chido Obi-Martin never looked like missing his 26th minute equalizer. Obi-Martin nonchalantly jogged back into his own half, eager to restart the game. United ought to have led, but Jack Fletcher and James Scanlon did not connect cleanly with the ball. Obi-Martin did. Within 18 minutes, they went from 1-0 down to 3-1 up. Lawrence yelled, well done, to Obi-Martin as early as the 3rd minute, and there was another in the 28th. Then a third in the 54th minute. Those 2 words sufficed for Sir Alex Ferguson if ever one of his players had performed. The only time Obi-Martin erred was when he failed to round the keeper and momentarily felt sorry for himself. Lawrence soon jolted him. Obi-Martin completed his hat-trick in the 65th minute. The team sheet read, Chido Obi, a name change possibly foreshadowing Obi-Martin's national team allegiance. He was born in Denmark but is seemingly destined to represent Nigeria. Obi-Martin now has 7 goals in 3 FA Youth Cup games. That is as many as Alejandro Garnacho tallied during the triumphant Youth Cup run in 2022 in half as many games. The last time United beat Chelsea in the competition at Lee Sports Village in 2018, a 17-year-old Mason Greenwood hit a hat-trick. Chelsea had monopolized the Youth Cup back then and were beaten for the first time in 5 years. United's under-18 age group is arguably the best in the country, with Arsenal's deprived of Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. United head to Arsenal in the quarter-finals. It was a travesty that Old Trafford did not host this tie between the Youth Cup's 2 most successful clubs. Cost-cutting measures have been cited but not confirmed. A minuscule crowd of 738 assembled and the handful present may wear this match as a badge of honor if Obi-Martin makes the step up. The inevitability about Obi-Martin homing in on goal is in stark contrast to the 2 number 9s in the United first-team squad. Rasmus Højlund has not lived up to his squad number change and his number might be up this year. He's doing his job, Ruben Amorim said when asked about Obi-Martin last week. He's improving, he's playing in the youth teams, and also we have other players who can play that position. Rasmus and Josh are there. We bought these 2 players, we need to improve them, and sometimes the confidence can change a player. We will see in the end of the season. But until then we have 2 strikers who can score goals. They've proved in the past. So let's see if we can improve as a team to help them to score goals. Joshua Zirkzee made good on that with a first goal in 12 games against Leicester City. He can LA. Sir Alex Ferguson to return to dugout after immediately saying yes to ex-Man Utd star. Sir Alex Ferguson looks set for a return to the dugout, with former Manchester United striker Giuseppe Rossi revealing the legendary manager has agreed to coach his farewell match. Sir Alex Ferguson is set to return to the dugout next month after one of his former players asked him to be at his farewell match. Ferguson retired from management in 2013 after a hugely successful 26-year spell in charge of Manchester United. During his time at Old Trafford, Ferguson won 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues and a number of other major trophies. Since his retirement, Ferguson has returned to the dugout for one-off occasions, such as United's treble reunion match in 2019 and Michael Carrick's testimonial. The 83-year-old is now set to make another one-off return for Giuseppe Rossi, who is having a farewell match in Florence next month. Ferguson gave Rossi his professional debut after the striker joined United from Parma as a teenager. Although Rossi only made a handful of appearances for the Red Devils before joining Villarreal in 2007, he has a close relationship with Ferguson and has revealed he immediately said yes when he asked him about the match. He, Ferguson, will be there as a coach too, Rossi told Tutto Mercato Web, as per Football Italia. He was my first coach I signed for United when I was 17. I only spent 3 years with him and played little, but he immediately said yes, which shows the kind of person he is. I didn't do much at United, but he treats me like a Ronaldo, who has scored 1,000 goals. Rossi is more well known for his time at Villarreal and Fiorentina, while he also earned 30 caps for the Italian national team. Former Fiorentina players Luca Toni, Antonio Cassano, Sebastian Frey, Borja Valero and Gabriel Batistuta will also be involved in Rossi's farewell match. It will be a wonderful evening, a celebration for Florence and Fiorentina fans as well, he added. Florence is like a second home for me. Every time I come back, I feel great. We had amazing moments, both at the stadium and beyond. Even though it was only 3 years, they were very intense, with memories that will go down in history and tough times too, like the injuries. Rossi announced his retirement from football in 2023, following 2 brief stints in Serie B with SPAL. My journey is unique, he said at the time. A lot of ups but also some downs. Those down moments, mostly injuries, never defined me. My purpose was stronger than any obstacle that was in front of me. I never stopped dreaming when things I couldn't control got in my way. I love the game so much that I could have never given up. That is why I'm writing this with a heavy heart but a big smile on face. I'm proud of what I accomplished. Man United have made contact to sign £75 million star. Manchester United have been in dire form this campaign and most of their stars have been below par. However, among them, Lisandro Martinez was their best player, scoring a goal away against Liverpool and also netting the winner versus Fulham in the Premier League recently. Unfortunately, he has now sustained an ACL injury and his season is over. Moreover, the South American would also be expected to be unavailable for the first few months of next term. The Red Devils have hired Aiden Heaven in the winter window and he is a left-footed centre-back. He doesn't have experience in top-level football. Therefore, he can't be trusted to fill Martinez's current void. Now, German outlet, Sportbild, report that Man United are exploring the possibility of signing a new left-sided defender and have expressed their interest in RB Leipzig star, Castello Luquiba. The player's agent has been looking at options for his client to help him take the next step in his career, and Man United have made contact over this deal. The 22-year-old recently extended his contract with the German club and has included a huge £75 million release clause. Moreover, the defender isn't short of potential suitors as Liverpool and Chelsea are also interested in him, while Real Madrid were looking at him to bolster the defense last summer. Luquiba has struggled with injury problems thus far this campaign, so he has made only 10 league starts, keeping 7 clean sheets. Despite Martinez's recent injury, United have depth in the centre-back department, having purchased Matthijs de Ligt and Lenny Yoro last summer. If they eventually part ways with Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans next summer as their existing deals will expire at the end of the season, adding a new centre-back could become a necessity. Nevertheless, Ruben Amorim's side are said to be in financial difficulty and have been sacking employees behind the scenes. So, this raises the question of whether it would be the right decision to spend £75 million to sign Luquiba.